Hey nerdy.
Are you trying to kill me? But why?
No, silly. I need your help with something. Can you teach me some history stuff? Nobody should know about it.
You need my help? Really? You really need to study. One more F and your future will be over. You won't get any job, no house, no wife, no kids.
Are you serious? Can you teach me or not? Cause I don't have time for this. I'm a busy guy.
Okay. I've never said no to any help, as I have a big heart. So, we can meet tomorrow after school in my house? We'll start from the very beginning, the Stone Age.
Yeah. Catch you after school.
Oh, hi. You're here. Grab a seat, please.
Hey, thanks, man.
Today, we'll start with the Stone Age, the first prehistoric period in human evolution. But before going to that, let's have a brief idea about human ancestral genera who did not know the use of stone. The first human-like trait of bipedalism and smaller blunt canine appeared in Sahelanthropus chadensis from Chad and Ororhynthus from Kenya. So, they are known as the oldest hominin. This hominin is a group consisting of modern humans, extinct human species, and all our immediate ancestors. Although these two genera are the oldest, by far the best known early hominin is Ardipithecus ramidus. This species emerged about 4.4 million years ago in Ethiopia.
Wow, millions.
These ancestors were facultatively biped and stood upright on the ground, but could move on all four limbs. They were omnivorous and they obtained food by gathering and scavenging. These species did not know the use of stones, but the human ancestors that followed them started using stones as tools for scraping of meat for consumption. See, there are other human species in between, but here we are discussing the most significant or popular ones and species that have the most evidence. Also, the order in which species have been discussed does not indicate the latter evolved from the previous. Coming to the Stone Age. Stone Age simply means periods during which the use of stones is prevalent. Since stone tools were abundant during excavation, which serve as great pieces of evidence, the timeline in human history is divided according to them. This does not mean humans were not using any other form of tools. Evidence suggests humans also were using animal bones and woods as tools. The earliest stone tool makers were our ancestors Australopithecus. The use of stone by them is dated back to roughly 3.4 million years. Thus, it marked the beginning of the Stone Age. The Stone Age is divided into three periods: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. It is the Old Stone Age. So, the Paleolithic period started about 3.4 million years ago and it ended about 12,000 years ago. Yeah, it is the longest period among the three and lasted about 3.4 million years. Well, a disclaimer. You will hear about and approximately many times as it is difficult to find the exact event happening thousands and millions of years ago. Also, these year numbers are not absolute as the rate of development in different parts of the world varies because of different selective pressures. Coming to the Paleolithic period. It is a period during which human evolution was going through different phases and evolved humans were emerging. The most widely known ancestors during this period in chronological order are Australopithecus afarensis, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, and Homo sapiens. It is a period during which humans are figuring it out, or in other words, human intelligence was evolving. So, it was taking thousands of years to progress and make a change. So, let's understand the Paleolithic period through our ancestors. Many species of Australopithecus inhabited Earth, but the most widely known is Australopithecus afarensis, partly because of the famous Lucy skeleton. This species is represented by more than 400 fossils. They inhabited Earth between 3.9 to 2.9 million years ago in East Africa and lived about 1 million years. These species are the pioneer of the Stone Age. There have been human species before this, but they are not using stones. Stone tool marked fossilized animal bones dated between 3.4 and 3.2 million years ago from Dikika clearly indicate that members of the Australopithecus afarensis made the cut mark to consume meat. They were not hunters but scavenged meat left by other animals. These species had mainly a plant-based diet, including leaves, fruits, seeds, nuts, roots, insects, and sometimes small vertebrates like lizards. There is no evidence that they used open caves for shelter, so they might have used trees and fallen trees for the purpose.
Oh my god! Homeless?
Next in timeline we have Homo habilis. They had inhabited sub-Saharan Africa between 2.8 and 1.6 million years ago. Their fossils were first discovered at Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania. Languages may have developed during Homo habilis time. They fashioned and used primitive stone tools consisting of pebbled cores with a rough flake struck from them. Their sharpened edge was ideal for butchering, cutting, and scraping of meat from bones. The wielding of such stones gave them the name tool makers. They might have started hunting looking at the advances in tool making, but they mostly were scavengers. Their other food choices include leaves, woody plants, seeds, nuts, and fruits.
Yeah, boring.
We do not have much knowledge about the shelters, but some findings suggest that Homo habilis lived in dome-shaped huts made out of bones, sticks, and rocks. The controlled use of fire happened probably between Homo habilis and Homo erectus. Fire use is difficult to investigate because in most cases it leads to no definite artifacts and most of its traces are easily lost due to erosion and decay. Homo erectus. They evolved in Africa about 1.9 million years ago and existed till at least 250,000 years ago. These species started the first migration out of Africa about 1.75 million years ago. They used tools like choppers, cleavers, and hammers as well as flakes used as knives and scrapers. They preferred hunting rather than scavenging. Also, they were persistent hunters. Their meat consumption was significant. They also ate plants, edible roots, and even honey. There is evidence saying Homo erectus constructed 50 feet long branch huts with stone slabs or animal skins for floor. They also made shelter by piling lava blocks arranged in a semicircle. Next in evolution we have Homo neanderthalensis. Neanderthals are commonly called cavemen because most of their fossils and regular activities can be traced in caves. They existed between 430,000 and 40,000 years ago. They have evolved from European Homo heidelbergensis and spread it all over Eurasia.
Wait, I thought everything came from Africa, man.
The first migration, 1.75 million years, remember?
Oh yeah.
These species use stones to produce blades, scrapers, and single-edged hand axe called kelmesser. Surveys of their campsites have revealed they ate nuts, fruits, mushroom, shellfish, meats, etc.
Now that's some real protein.
They were using caves as shelters and open-air shelters were also being constructed. They wore unsewn clothes wrapped around the body. Next we have Homo sapiens. They emerged most likely in the Horn of Africa about 300,000 years ago and they have evolved from Homo heidelbergensis. It is still a debate whether humans originated from a single place or multiple places in Africa. Homo sapiens coexisted for a long time in Europe and Middle East with the Neanderthals and perhaps with Homo erectus in Asia and Homo floresiensis in Indonesia. As of today's date, Homo sapiens, we are the only surviving human species. Initially, about 250,000 years ago, Homo sapiens made stone tools such as flakes, scrapers, and points that were similar in design to those made by Neanderthals. More sophisticated tools appeared about 100,000 years ago. Such tools are long, thin stone flakes that were shaped into long blade knives, spearheads, and other other tools. The evolution of vocal tract happened about 200,000 years ago. These species have very large brains in comparison to previous other species. Modern humans and Neanderthals both gathered and hunted for food. Modern humans spent hundreds of thousands of years spear hunting dangerous game on the open grassland of Africa. But Neanderthals used to bring down tamer prey. Recent findings suggest Neanderthals were also hunting large predators. The dispersal of modern humans out of Africa appears to have taken two forms: irregular occupation of the Levant and nearby sites by small population, and then migration on a mass scale which only occurred within the last 60,000 years or so. The oldest known Homo sapiens fossils outside of Africa comes from caves in Israel, Mislia. Early modern humans often inhabited caves or rock shelters. To shelter themselves from long harsh winter, the early humans built semi-permanent homes. Winter homes were huts built teepee style from branches and mammoth bones covered with animal skins. The building of social networks began about 130,000 years ago. People were living in small groups and used to gather around a hearth. Over time, humans began interacting with social groups located far from their own. Evidence suggests some 120,000 years ago, modern humans used clothes made of jackal, fox, and wildcat skin. Cave paintings or cave art are also significant during the Neanderthals and early modern human period. The oldest known cave paintings are more than 40,000 years old and are found in the caves in district of Maros. Most cave arts are found in France and Spain, but a few are also found in Portugal, England, Italy, Romania, Germany, Russia, Indonesia, Mongolia, India, etc.
That's so cool.
Well, the clear purpose of cave art is a blur, but maybe these are humans' earliest form of communication. The later stage of cave art perhaps carries some kind of spiritual significance. Have I mentioned Neanderthals involved in cave arts? Yes, I did. A 2018 research announced the discovery of the oldest known cave paintings made by Neanderthals at least 64,000 years ago in the caves of Maltravieso, Ardales, and La Pasiega, Spain. The Paleolithic period came to an end around 12,000 years ago, which was succeeded by a transitioning phase called Mesolithic. It is the most confusing and the most debated period of human history. Humans were modernizing and transitioning fast. So a different period is dedicated to human transition, which is Mesolithic.